Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
Welcome, welcome, all ye with pens. And
D-pens?
we're here to talk and bring some civil discourse to an otherwise discordant world.
Marvel.
It is a stormy night. The storm has
Studio B.
The storm is a coming and is a here.
I call this Studio B because Studio A is upstairs.
Well, yes. We're doing the thing. How are you?
Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
But it's a good time. Yeah, I'm having
always be a good time.
I'm having a good time. It was kind of a rough one today, but I'm glad that the day is over.
You want to talk about it?
The cat has lost her mind. I think it's she's overwhelmed by the softness of the Charmin.
Well, she also ate half of it.
That she ate a bunch of Charmin tonight. So there you go. So there's that.
What's the old saying? Don't squeeze the Charmin.
Please don't squeeze the Charmin.
And she's gonna be squeezing
it all the way through her digestive
What is the
tract.
past tense of squeeze?
Squeezed?
Not squoze?
No, not squozing.
Can we patent that now?
He, she, it squeezins.
Anyway.
But we have rules, right?
What? You're not even gonna let me do the clever setup?
Do you have one?
Not anymore. We'll save it for next week.
Next time. But in the meantime, we do have 3 rules for the sake of civility here in this here bubble.
Studio B.
Studio B for bubble.
The Studio Bugle Boy of Company B. However that goes. You old timers will know what I'm talking about.
But we have the 3 rules here: no judgment, nothing personal, and don't be a dick.
You Oogie Boogie Bugle Boy? What is that?
Oogie, the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, not the Oogie Boogie. That's totally different.
That's Tim Burton.
That's something completely different. But yeah.
She's like an apparition.
Oh my God. If the walls come down, if anything happens to us out there in podcast land, if anything happens to us during this episode, you know who did it.
This is going to be that talking cat show now because she's been a fly on the wall for you, like reading Edgar Allan Poe to yourself.
She's lost her fucking mind. Yeah. She heard me reading The Black Cat, and now she's like, Now she's just looking.
Should I just lock her in the
bathroom? She's looking for the rest of the toilet paper. No, because she'll find it in there, and then she'll eat it. I didn't know that cats ate toilet paper.
Try something.
I'd watch out if I were you.
She's gonna take down the whole wall.
I'm like, this could end.
You guys on YouTube
tragedy.
are in for a treat.
Oh man.
What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about something.
Oh, you got something?
I got something I want to talk about because we have mentioned it a few times over the last few weeks. This is going to be another one that's sort of a sorry mom episode.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
I remember.
All right. So
So that means your parents need to shut this off right now.
Right now. Immediately. This is not a drill. Just shut it down.
If my aunts, uncles, or cousins are listening, shut it down,
Just shut it down now, okay? Seriously. All right. My love.
Yeah, hey there.
We have made it known to the world at large because we want it known to the world at large that you and I partake of the cup of OnlyFans.
Yes.
We do. We make a little bit of money every now and then. The cat is she's making me nervous. But yeah, so we're on OnlyFans. And I know that
listen, go to our OnlyFans for a second. I'm going to go get her. while I'm up, go to OnlyFans.
Well, I'm going to talk to you out there for a minute while my man does a thing with the cat. I started doing OnlyFans specifically in the midst of I think in the midst of COVID. I think I started it at the end of 2020. And I feel like I sort of came to the party a little late, but it was sort of like a rebound for me in a way because I had been doing festival merch and music and band merch for, a number of years at that point. And before that, I was actually a full-time nude model and cam girl. I've been in books, I've been in magazines, I'm all over the internet. So when OnlyFans came out, my brain was just sort of like, been there, done that. But then I wanted to make a little money, so I started it up. Why the fuck not? And I want to talk about that, not just, shameless self-promotion or anything like that.
You want to... what's the phrase? You want to
debunk?
Sure.
I want to debunk some
It's
shit.
not the word I was looking for.
I'm
but
not.
like,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You're trying to
Normalize.
de-taboo it.
Yeah, which is funny because I've been in Taboo magazine.
I wouldn't know. I don't read Taboo. I don't read High Times.
Excuse me, I
don't
showed
read...
it to you.
I know. I don't buy magazines.
Anyway, I bought that magazine because I'm in it.
I bought a magazine I was in once.
See, so you get it.
Well, yeah, because I'm a whore for print media.
There's always been, I'm not going to say a stigma because I don't think that's what it is. I think there's a lot of preconceived notions out there.
That's the word I would use.
I wouldn't even use that because I feel like
20 years ago we probably would have used that word.
Sure.
Yeah.
But like right now, right here, right now, and even 10 years ago, I would venture to say that there are a lot of preconceived notions regarding what platforms like this are for.
Well, I mean, like I remember my interpretation. Do you want me to let you finish first?
It's fine. Go ahead.
My interpretation when it came out was just like, oh, it's just another social media platform, or it's another like pay to play site or whatever it is. However, like with many sites, people are gonna use it for, purposes unintended, originally unintended for, and they found a way to monetize. People found a way to monetize pornography.
People found a way to monetize pornography decades ago.
Yeah, this is just a new medium for it.
And it's interesting because I have encountered a lot of people who partake of pornography, not necessarily OnlyFans, but partake of pornography, but really have a lot to say about the people who sell pornography. And it is another of the great hypocrisies, I think. And I want to talk about it because I feel like when I'm over here at the end of every episode saying like, hey, find us on OnlyFans, that puts an immediate impression in someone's mind about maybe what type of people you and I are.
Gives them a preconceived notion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And for those who don't know what preconceived notions are, Google it.
Google it. Or Siri it. Siri makes it a lot easier because Siri will Google it for you.
Go to your Encyclopedia Britannica.
Ooh, that's a good one. Or maybe Encarta if you're feeling tech savvy.
Firefox. GeoCities.
I love that.
You can even ask Jeeves.
Oh, you can ask Jeeves.
I'm sure
Jeeves
he's
definitely has the answer.
See, now we're just dating ourselves. But
Okay.
anyway.
I started way back in the day with Suicide Girls.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that Suicide Girls is still a thing, to
I don't
be
know
perfectly
that
honest.
your average, maybe a millennial, but your average Gen Zer would probably not even know what Suicide Girls is.
Suicide Girls was a website devoted to
alternative modeling. Meaning girls with tattoos, piercings, who smoked weed.
Exactly. And it was a ton of fun, but all
the taboos of 20, 25 years ago.
Yeah. And I feel like we have gotten so loud over the last 25 years that like now everyone wants to believe that sex work, as it's now called, sex work is it's normal. It's perfectly reasonable to know someone who is a sex worker and things like that. Now, I have a problem with that because I come from a generation where to refer to someone as a sex worker is to imply that they are a prostitute.
Well, I mean, there's a big difference. There's a lot of differences actually between prostitution being the world's oldest profession, as it's been called many, many times by many, groups, people, whatever, and modern sex work, which can be purely voluntary, purely monogamous, purely solo if they so choose. But you're leading the charge on this one, so
being on this side of it for as long as I have been, I have seen many iterations of it. I have seen.
Are you talking about sex work or prostitution?
Sex work.
Okay.
I myself am not, in fact, a prostitute.
I've seen plenty of prostitution. You just walk the streets of Vegas.
But it's legal out there, and they tax it, and they give you health insurance. Which is really the greatest way to do it.
They also give you plenty of free STDs.
No, that's what the health insurance is for. So, anyway, yes, we're not talking about prostitution.
I know.
We're talking
I know.
about
I'm
sex work. We're talking about
I'm being silly.
Pornography, right? And what was it that what's her face said in the 80s that I don't know what it is, but I know it when I see it?
Well, I mean, you know, pornography would have to be the medium of like what, video or print, right? I mean, sex work doesn't encompass all pornography and vice versa, right?
Well, can you define pornography?
Like I just said, I would think that pornography on its own is in media, in print, in video, in, you know, advertising.
I'm actually interested to see. Let's ask Google.
I would think that's like somebody who performs sexual related activities for money, but doesn't necessarily film them or photograph them. You can't really call it pornography.
Okay, so according to Wikipedia, the source of sources, right?
The source that our college professors always tell us not to cite.
All right, so pornography, by definition, is sexually suggestive material such as a picture, video, text, or audio intended for sexual arousal.
There you go.
So it has absolutely nothing to do with explicit acts and things of that nature.
No donkeys, no horses.
No, not necessarily. I mean, meant for sexual arousal. But like, I have advocated.
I feel like this episode has to be the late night HBO special that you have to wait till everybody's asleep for.
Maybe.
You have advocated for.
I have advocated for freedom of nudity, as I'm sure plenty of people out there have.
Look what's going on in France right now.
What's going on in France right now?
The free the nipple protests.
And there's the thunder. Call down the thunder.
No, like when I've been scrolling through TikTok, I've been seeing a lot of, people out in like there's women who are like all like they draw all over themselves, but they're out, no tops, no bras, no nothing, and trying to champion that cause still.
In France.
I think it's in France. Yeah, I think it's in Paris.
I mean, that's just it, though, is that this is not new.
I know it's not new. I'm just saying that it's still, it's still ongoing.
I mean, this goes all the way back to, bra burning and things like that.
We're jumping around here, though.
We are jumping around. I've been trying to follow a train of thought, but I feel like it's impossible right now. Because between the cat, the thunder, and everything that you're adding to the conversation, I'm very lost. So I'm doing my best here.
I'm kind of a co-host, so just trying to keep it lively.
I have always been an advocate for nudity. Now, I'm going to ask you a question.
Oh boy, here we go.
How do you feel about public nudity?
The male perspective.
How do you feel about public nudity?
I'm not a fan.
Why?
Because I don't think that it should be displayed for children or people who just feel uncomfortable about it.
Okay, so where is it not okay?
So like the topic or the example that always comes up when we talk about this is people being topless out in public. Now, the age-old argument is always, well, if men can be shirtless in public, why can't women? People shouldn't be sexualizing the breast. This one is sexualizing my wife. Hey.
She's gonna be a menace for this episode.
Gonna be?
Oh man.
Now she's in her teething phase. Get out of here, skank.
Yes. So it speaks to the sexualization of the female breast.
But from my perspective, I mean, I don't particularly care. Like if a woman wants to be topless in public, okay, fine, go ahead, why not? There's the argument behind breastfeeding. Like women should be able to be bare-chested in public because they're feeding their children. Mm-hmm. It's nothing to do with sexuality. It's
exactly.
If the shirt slips, who the hell cares? You don't cast a scarlet letter on her just because she's trying to feed her child. But I particularly don't really want to see men with their shirt off in public either. I don't take my shirt off in public, so, But again, I mean, I don't really care one way or another. It's something that's obviously going to catch my attention. No matter who it is.
Okay. So
because it's out of the ordinary.
You brought up just now that, that like
it's just me. I don't want to see it. But that's an argument to be had by people who really care about it.
Like me?
Yeah.
So, breastfeeding. Everyone has had a problem with breastfeeding for as long as I can remember.
People had a problem with it?
Oh, people have a problem with public breastfeeding. That's why they have rooms They have areas designated for breastfeeding.
So the boy and I were at the mall on Saturday night, and where we were, you go down the hall and there's the 2 bathrooms, and then there's the breastfeeding area. Now, unlike the bathrooms, for some reason, you go into the breastfeeding area, it's just, it's like a cubicle with a chair and a curtain. No door, no lock, no nothing. Just a curtain.
Yeah.
There's nothing to stop anybody, even by accident, from just pulling that. Oh, I'm so sorry. That seems a little invasive.
Invasive?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, if a mother's going to be doing that, I would think she would want privacy. She should be granted it, right?
But
especially if people are going to be outraged by the sight of it, it's like there should be a door with a lock.
But if she's in a designated area for it, then anyone even accidentally encountering that really truly doesn't have any right to complain about it.
But if
that's like if I were to accidentally walk into the men's room and see a dong, I don't think I would have the right to complain.
If there were doors and locks for those rooms, there wouldn't be any accidents.
But accident or no, breastfeeding, okay? Breastfeeding has been called disgusting.
See, that's ridiculous.
Now, what's interesting about that is that the reason why it is considered
We'll be right back.
Oh my God. You're making a lot more work for me, you little ass. Do we have to put you in the harness?
No, she's going to be on camera. We can't trust you.
No, we can't trust you. So now you live here.
Yeah, you are part of the podcast now.
Breastfeeding has been considered inappropriate because it's inappropriate to have your breast exposed in public. Now, people would lead you to believe that the problem is not the breast, it's the nipple. But the nipple is completely occupied in the matter of breastfeeding. So really, that is, that's where it goes askew. But people have called it disgusting. It's like,
because
what?
We as humans weren't being breastfed and breastfeeding for hundreds, even thousands of years before this became an issue.
I have known people who have I have known men specifically who have more of a problem with encountering a woman breastfeeding in public than they do with the idea of pissing into a trough at a bar.
There are troughs at bars?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, you don't have a problem standing around basically a barrel while a bunch of dudes take their dicks out, but you have a problem. You find it grotesque that a woman would breastfeed a baby.
I think, just like we were talking about earlier with my job, like people cherry pick the things they want to be upset and outraged about or uncomfortable with, and they cherry pick what they want to complain about. I mean, we all do it, but, I think we all kind of, the degree to which we think these things are serious or ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like you and I can sit here now and say that we think that people who think public breastfeeding is disgusting, that's ridiculous. People who think it's disgusting have a different opinion,
Yeah.
What does that stem from? I don't know. We'd have to get somebody on here and talk to them about it.
Call in now.
And we would give said person, valid, we wouldn't invalidate your reasons for it. Like if somebody has a valid argument for it, like make the case.
Right.
Why is it disgusting? Why do you think it shouldn't be, that it should be reprimanded or outlawed or whatever?
Now here's where it goes, where the argument starts to go askew for me, though, is that there are, in fact, people who exist with a breastfeeding fetish.
Yeah.
Now, therein lies a conundrum, though, because now an act of public nudity, which is not explicit for the sexual arousal of other people, may inadvertently do that. Does it then become pornography? Is that why it's inappropriate? Because there's a possibility that someone may see a bare tit and get a boner. Even a lady boner, who fucking knows?
I mean, if you're going to go that route, I mean, you have many, many more people in the world, like me, for example, who see an attractive woman and get aroused. Not a boner necessarily.
Do you?
Sure. I mean, we weren't together forever, you know.
Yeah.
I had to be permitted to look at some point.
Yeah,
know?
well.
Well, that's just it. I mean, I've told you before, like I can't help if an attractive woman crosses my field of view, you know, just like anything else that's out of the ordinary. Like if I'm just driving down Railroad Street, okay, and if I see somebody in my periphery walking into Theo's or walking across to the railroad parking lot or whatever, okay, that has now come into my field of view and that has garnered my attention. So my eyes are now geared towards whatever that is, okay, because it's the difference between an empty street and now something has grabbed my focus, taken my attention away from the road. It's all distracted driving.
Yeah.
You throw an attractive woman into there, okay? Now, that's not something you see everywhere you go or every day of the week. We
don't live in Dogtown. Like, I'd like to believe that you see an attractive woman every day of your life.
I certainly do. Listen, you and I are past that, okay? It's
no. This is not some weird
Like,
argument.
I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't watch pornography. Like, that would be disingenuous of me.
Right. But you being on that side of it, right? You being on the side of, I watch pornography. You watch it at certain times of your life for specific reasons. Right. Now, OnlyFans, while used probably for the majority of the platform used for monetizing pornographic material, nonetheless it's not necessary to be posting, pornographic material.
No.
It's not. Like, there's a code of conduct that every creator has to follow, but it has, and while the rules do pertain to certain acts and behaviors that you are not permitted to post and sell, like, nothing in it says that you can't just sit there and, like, read the phone book.
Oh, I did that in my old channel.
You read the phone book?
No. I mean, but so back
when read the Encyclopedia Britannica.
When I created my first OnlyFans, I mean, there was zero pornography on there. It was just me, putting the same stuff on my.
There was zero pornography on your OnlyFans.
On my OnlyFans.
Okay, I was like, surely it was out there.
The only reason I created one is so that I could be tagged in your stuff, or that it was legal for you to post stuff with me in it and whatnot, because they make you sign release forms and whatnot. But mine was just like my social, my Instagram, my Facebook, my TikTok, whatever. It was just me doing stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I don't do anything with this. I'm gonna get rid of it, because that's not an OnlyFans thing, or that's not me being ashamed of having an OnlyFans or pornography or whatever. It's me being like, I have something I'm not getting use out of or making use of. I don't see a need to keep it. And
That's fair.
that it goes with everything.
That's fair. I mean, you don't use your OnlyFans now. You have it created so that
right.
My OnlyFans can tag you as a co-creator.
Right.
That's it.
Because at one point I was just like, let's try that again. Let's give it another go around.
Well, it's been working, so thanks out there. I've been a part of so many different porn factions and everything. Like, I've been a cam girl doing live shows.
Well, you're also very comfortable with your body.
I'm for someone who doesn't like their body as much as I do, I am very comfortable because it is the body I have.
I was very uncomfortable with the idea of us doing OnlyFans in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like the look of my body.
Well,
no matter how much time I spend in the gym, no matter how much I diet and exercise and whatever, like, to this day, but then I'm also very, critical of myself.
Right. I'm
never going to be satisfied with how I am. I could have a 6-pack and I'm still not going to be satisfied.
I know that about you.
Yeah.
But that's just it, is that, I accept that I used to consider myself an exhibitionist, and I really don't think that I am truly, but I get something out of it, not just money, but like, I don't dislike being paid attention to. And I think I've always been like that. And I'll admit that. And I'm sure that plenty of people who do this kind of work feel the same way. I certainly do not dislike being paid attention to. And I am glad that you, as my husband, are not only supportive of my desire to do this kind of work, but that you can actually be my partner in doing this kind of work.
You're an artist. I'm a musician. We're in the business of trying to get people's attention.
Yes.
So, but it's, I mean, like, we had this conversation many times where, I had said to you, like, if the, I don't know if you directly or indirectly asked me, like, are you okay with this or not okay with this, whatever. But it would have been hypocritical of me, in my mind, as long as you're not doing stuff on camera with other guys, girls, whatever, and I'm not one of those guys like, oh yeah, I have to see you with another girl. Like that's no.
Bless you, by the way.
We are married. Yeah. We are monogamous. That is what we prefer.
Now I have had to tell many a person in the last 5 years. Like I've had people and I don't begrudge people, shoot your shot. Why not? It's like, but like when I say I am, my partner is my husband, period, end of meeting. Like it gets my hackles up when I have to drive that home to certain people who are like, would you ever consider, having a third or swapping and stuff like that? And it's like, no, I wouldn't.
Sorry, James.
Like, no, I fucking wouldn't.
You can't have my wife.
Recently, I was asked if someone could come over here and watch us. Nope. And I'm like, absolutely not.
Nope. Unless you got $1 million in your pocket.
I literally said that. But like, because literally, while I can appreciate, okay, you've got a fet, whatever, I'm not here to just give you what you want. Like,
if that were to ever happen, we're chaining them to the floor.
Oh, it would never happen. Oh, okay. It wouldn't happen here. I can promise you that.
They will not know where we live.
There are certain boundaries, okay? And a lot of people who are on the buying side of this industry don't seem to realize that, and they don't have a lot of respect for it. Now, a lot of people do, and I appreciate them. Because they want what they want. And that's just it.
They think they can buy their way into what they want.
It's people who don't ask you, can I send you a pic? And they just send it. It's like, don't do that. Don't do that. Anytime I get an unsolicited picture, first of all, it's blurred so I can't when I open my messages, like, thank God.
And as your husband, I don't even think about that stuff. Like, it's just good. I just assume, like, yeah, that's actually, no, I don't even assume because again, it's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. But like,
I'm sure you get hit on all the time.
I wouldn't call it hit on. It's more like, hey, would you wear something like this for me?
I don't even mean just through OnlyFans. Like, as an attractive woman out in public.
I don't get hit on.
I don't believe that for 1 second. You probably don't think that it's being hit on. You just don't know it when you see it.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to go with no. But
it's not the 70s anymore where a guy comes up to you at a bar with a drink and is like, hey, baby.
That happened after the 70s. That's how I used to get hit on.
We almost did an episode on catcalling, remember?
We did. And maybe maybe we still will. Catcalling. But that's just it, is that, like, there are boundaries that people are I think arrogant enough to just walk all over, and it makes being in this industry, really kind of a downer. Like those are the things that bother me as a member of the sex work industry. I hate that so much.
Well, call it something else then. It's just like how I can't stand that we get called
the triple X industry.
Like we used to get called Gen Y, then they changed it to millennials. It's like, no, they can be millennials. I'm still Gen Y.
I'm still Gen Y.
I don't even really like that, but whatever. So if you have to label me something.
But I don't. It's like, there are things that I have been asked to do. There are things that I have done in my past where it's been like pandering to a lot of stuff that I would not normally do.
Now, have you ever felt guilty about what you do by the morality crowd?
Have I been made to feel guilty?
Have you ever felt guilty because of the morality crowd?
No.
No?
No.
Now, do you want to at least acknowledge that there is a fair amount of people out there who think that what that sex work of any kind is immoral?
I accept that there are people who believe that the same way I accept that there are people who don't believe in God.
You think they're the same people that also think that breastfeeding is, wrong, or do you think those are different camps?
Breastfeeding in public, specifically. And I think that I think that is probably, I mean, if they're not in the same camp, I think there's a crossover. There's a Venn diagram out there somewhere of the two of them. And this is just it, is that men who want to be a part of this industry, men who want to sell pornography on sites like OnlyFans and wherever else and everything, they say that they're at an unfair disadvantage because they're not women.
Well, I mean, I think it's safe to say that the majority of attention goes to attractive women. In my exploration of OnlyFans, though, and I was surprised to see this, there's a lot more couples like us than I thought.
Yeah.
There's a lot of monogamous couples who do stuff together, put it out there. However, most of the attention is given, even with a lot of stuff that we post, most of the attention is given to the woman because that's really who everybody's there for. Like, I can't imagine anybody's going to our OnlyFans to watch me.
They might be. Now, in, I would say 10, 20 years ago,
you're watching her shed in real time.
There was
the
definitely like an unwritten law that if you were a dude and you were going to either do cam shows or you were going to do, if you were going to post porn and stuff like that, that probably 90 to 95% of your audience is gay.
Right.
And that's one of those things that guys sort of had to come to terms with.
Well, because traditionally, in order to do well as a male in this industry, you had to be physically fit in order to attract attractive women to your what you're selling.
This is true.
And it's still kind of that way.
But there are, I think that it's not that we've normalized pornography or selling pornography or making pornography. I think that we have normalized the idea we've normalized a reasonable expectation that a lot of people have a kink.
Yeah.
Period. And it's nobody's business what it is, and it's nobody's business, what they do with it or, anything like that, but that it's not just, we want to see, girl on top, girl on girl. We want to see, this, it's like, there are so many things. I was on a website one time where the owner demanded to see everyone's elbows.
I mean,
and to each their own.
I've said this before. I hate throwing my dad under the bus. Okay, but and I know he can't defend himself now. But it's just there were so many nights when I still lived at home where I'd go downstairs at midnight or later for a chicken cutlet, and he's sitting in front of the TV because he for the majority of my life he could not sleep flat on his back or in a bed. He had to sleep in his recliner. So he did that for most of my life. And so he would sleep in his recliner in the living room in front of the television, and he would fall asleep with the TV on. But I'd be standing there and be like, what the hell is he watching? I look over and he's got softcore HBO or softcore Showtime on or whatever. And after a while, because he'd hear me coming and then he'd, flip channels. After a while, I'd tiptoe down real gently and I'd stand there for a few minutes. And I'd wait to see if he noticed that he wasn't like pleasuring himself or anything.
Right.
He's just sitting there watching it. And after about 2 or 3 minutes, I'd go, and then he'd immediately change the channel. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you were watching porn, weren't you? He's like, no, I was flipping through. I was checking to see what. I'm like, bullshit.
Looking for the Weather Channel.
Bullshit. And I knew that. And I don't know if I ever said this to him, but I'm like, it takes one to know one. I almost always, if I heard my mom or one of my brothers outside my door, had the back button.
Oh, absolutely.
My thumb on the back button.
Same.
Because once I realized I had access to late night HBO and Showtime, I'm just like, this is great.
Anytime I've looked at porn on my phone, I have made sure that the windows are always closed. The windows are always X'd out. But I have never deleted my search history on my phone or a computer ever.
See, now
So God knows what's going to happen one of these days.
Now,
the story of my life will come out and it'll just have a big red dot on it.
No, I know you do watch it too.
Yeah.
But neither one of us has an addiction. It's not like we're watching it every minute of every day.
No.
It's like when the mood strikes us, and we're not doing anything with each other. Yeah. It's, we have our private time.
You get a little you get a little vibe.
Yeah.
No pun intended. You get a little vibe and you go somewhere private, usually in our own home.
And now that we all have it at the tips of our fingers.
Exactly. And it's
access.
just like, and we're not there.
You do what you do and you're done.
Now I know people who just watch it. Now that to me is weird.
But see, there's some of the same groups that we've previously mentioned have a morality issue with even what I just described.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I don't have a problem. I just like to watch it.
You've known people who have called watching porn cheating.
I've dated people. I've been engaged to people who have a huge issue. Not necessarily calling it cheating, but are insulted by the fact that I would watch it while being in a monogamous relationship.
The only problem I've ever had with anyone, you or anybody else, is if they watch porn and then they say to me anything along the lines of, and you've never done this, but anything along the lines of, oh, that would be hot if you did that. You should do that. You should look like that. You should wear that. You should cut your hair this way. And I'm like, so you want to change me?
I would never do, and you know why?
No, you have never.
Because I don't discriminate.
It's like, so you want to change me to look like the person you're jacking off to because being me doesn't do it for you.
My bookmarks come in all shapes, sizes, colors,
Yeah, numbers.
Yeah.
Ditto.
So, I mean, like, I do, like, there are times where I'm just like, but then again, you don't care. And here we are talking about it openly. And it's just like, because again, it's not an issue. It's a once in a while whenever the mood strikes, And I think, again, if anybody were to be really honest with themselves, it's like, okay, we all do it. If anybody really doesn't do it, okay, then, I think one would be very adamant to be like, no, I don't do it.
I know people who do not have a sexual affiliation.
But I think people are embarrassed by it, though. People are embarrassed to let anyone know that they watch.
The fact that anyone is still embarrassed by it, considering how prevalent it is, like
how easily accessible it is.
It's not only easily accessible, but I mean, it's a major part of social media now.
Well, it makes me wonder, like, who's paying for our stuff when there's so much free stuff out there?
Okay, so here's another thing.
Like, I don't pay for it.
You and I have. Well, you get paid for it.
No, what I'm saying is that for the entirety of my life, I've never paid for it. I've never, with the exception of like, with the exception of like DVDs that I bought like way back when,
I bought a few pay-per-views.
My brother used to work in a shop.
I tried to work in a shop. They were never hiring.
I tried to get a job at that shop when I was 18, and I was like, "You must remember my brother John," and they're like, "Who?" Oh, man.
We didn't deal in names.
I remember Sundays we would leave church, we'd go out to lunch, and then we would get something for John.
Yeah.
We'd go to the place. Mm-hmm. Mom and I were not allowed to leave the car. Dad would go in and spend an unusually long amount of time in there. I'm like, I thought you were just going in to drop John's lunch off. What are you doing? You're going back through the beaded curtain? He's just like, Andrew, the whole place is a beaded curtain.
My favorite part of going to the sex shop in my town when I used to go to Giggles, when Giggles was still there, is that anything that you bought, and you go to check out, they always ask you. It's like the sex toy shop. It's like the sex toy shop equivalent of, would you like to supersize that? And they're just like, do you need any batteries? Every time.
I would think they would look at...
It doesn't matter what you buy. And do you need any batteries?
Of course. Well, no, because now everything comes with a USB-C charger.
Everything does come with everything is.
They're going to put Duracell out of business.
Let me tell you something, though.
That Energizer Bunny stopped moving a long time ago.
And this is sort of a sidetrack from what we were actually talking about, but let me tell you something that I find it to be a problem
That we don't see Energizer
no,
commercials
that
anymore?
nothing really uses real batteries anymore. That uses like a AA battery anymore. Because
Remote controls.
Because if your toy dies, if you're in the middle of trying to use it and it dies or it's dead when you go to use it, it takes at least an hour to charge.
Well, I mean...
And it's just like, well, what do you do now?
You plan ahead. That's what you do. You have a spare. Fucking Christ. You can't do everything for everyone.
It's like making sure your phone is charged before you leave the house.
You want me to pull up that list I made?
Oh, God. Anyway. Yes.
No, you're not gonna let me tell my sex shop story?
Oh, tell me.
So back when I was fresh out of high school, early on in college, around those years.
Okay.
Like the thing to do for us was always to make a day trip out of going to the Boston Post Road because everything is there. If you think Route 7 in New Milford has everything, Post Road has all the places to eat, all the, novelty shops and Krispy Kreme donuts and IHOP and everything.
Kreme.
But basically all of the good stuff on one stretch of land before we had anything like it over here.
Yeah.
It was because it's at least 45 to an hour drive.
Yeah.
And then, but once you're there, you're making a day out of it. There's a Guitar Center down there. So for us, it's like, oh, look at stuff we'll never be able to afford. But VIP is down there. VIP is like, it's like the mega, it's the
Walmart of sex shops. Yeah.
But the thing that always threw me off, it's like, you have your clothes, you have your toys, you have your DVDs, you have, lubes, condoms, whatever. But then you have bowls.
Yeah.
You have papers. You have statues. You have katanas.
Yeah. Incense.
Yeah. It's just like... And I remember walking in for the first time and thinking like, okay, I can see myself needing that DVD and that toy, but am I going to need like a 24-inch blade to go with it?
Well, it depends on what you're getting into. You never know. You never know. The cat, man.
I mean, like, I understand the bowls. It's like people like to get high and have sex, but,
yes.
Or have sex, get high and masturbate, but it's everything else. All the other, like, odds and ends and stuff are just like...
Yeah, it gets a little weird sometimes.
I also wonder, like, who's buying that stuff that just, that doesn't fly off the shelf? Because there's not a stigma, but, like, well, maybe it's kind of... People are always shy about going into these places. Like, there are some people who just don't give a fuck. They go in, they get what they want. It's like... Yeah, you're the frequent flyer. But then there's people who, I mean, I know I was, at least the first couple times I went into these places. I remember John would tell stories about like the businessmen that would come in, because my mother would ask, she's like, what kind of people come in there? He's like, oh, all sorts of everyday regular people, your businessmen who come in to return their like stack of DVDs and get new ones and got to make sure they're clean.
I think one of the hardest things though is that like if you are like trying to find something specific and you don't know what it is, like pulling out your phone is like it's a no-no.
It is?
Well, you're not allowed to take photos or videos of anything. So it's like you couldn't go into one of those stores and take a picture of something and send it to me and be like, would you like something like this? You can't do that.
I remember thinking it was really weird when I went to Spencer's not the first time, but like I remember going into Spencer's and the first time I ever saw like vibrators and stuff, and I'm just like, they can sell these in the mall?
The fact that happened, the fact that that's like that, like when I was growing up, when I was in middle school, and I was going to Spencer's all the time for like, posters and stuff. Yeah. Like I don't remember any. There was a much later thing. There were no vibrators in there. There were like boob novelties and stuff.
Candy underwear is one thing.
Yes.
Okay. But now, and for many years, they've had, full-blown array of sex toys and vibrators and whatnot for him and her. And now you're seeing it in CVS, too.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, like,
little
maybe...
pocket rockets in
back
CVS.
Back in the day, next to the condoms and the lube, you would see, like, a cock ring. Like, a really cheap, like, inexpensive cock ring. That would last for, like, a day. And that was it. Now there's all sorts of vibrators in your regular, drugstore.
Yeah. It's weird. It's so weird.
We've come so far.
And this is what I'm saying, is that you would think that these behaviors are normalized because of this, but it's just causing more sort of like, I don't know if it's causing outrage, but it's causing some whispers.
Well, because over in Europe, there's no shame about it. You go into a
no.
sex shop in
You can
Germany, in
go to-
Finland.
You can go
and
to a live sex show
Yeah.
in Europe.
It's more like Vegas than people think.
Yeah, like, you can go to a strip joint, and go with your wife.
I went to, the one time I was in Vegas, I wanted to go to Pawn Stars. The thing is, even though the outside sign says 24 hours, that's just the walk-up window. The showroom closes at 9 o'clock, or at least it did back then.
Okay.
So I'm like, shit, I got here after 9. Like, what am I going to do? I mean, granted, there's plenty of things to do in Vegas, but like, I'm on that block, and I look to the right, and there's a sex shop. They don't ever show this on TV. There's this giant sex warehouse next to Gold and Silver Pawn in Vegas. So I went in there, and I'm looking around, and it's like a fucking emporium. It's like VIP on steroids.
Nice.
There are, in addition to all the merch, there's booths where you can preview the DVDs. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'll take a walk in here. And then as soon as I saw the stains on the window, I'm like, out, done, bye.
No. At least at like a sperm bank, it's a sterile environment.
That might have been the one time that I wasn't shy about going into it, because I'm like, this is Vegas. Like, everybody's here for this. Like, But plus they have the bunny ranch out there.
And that's what I'm saying, is that when you're in an area like that where it's a tourist thing to do. Like, you can just go, if you've got the money, you can do whatever you want.
Who doesn't like sex? Like, I think the ratio,
ratio
between people who like it versus the people who don't, like, there's no contest.
To me, the reason why I don't have any qualms about what you and I do with regards to the OnlyFans, right? It's twofold. One, well, it's threefold. One, I am comfortable with expressing nudity, and I encourage everyone to do so. Two, I love you. And I enjoy expressing that publicly. You know that. You know I love PDA. And I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to rub you down in the middle of a bar or anything like that. Not recently, anyway. But, like, I now have a place where I can show everyone, like, we love each other and this is how we express it. And three is the fact that I don't know, I think in a way, I like showing you off. I like showing off just how grand our relationship actually is.
Why do you think I like taking you with me every time I go somewhere? You're my trophy wife.
Like that, yes, and I've always wanted that. I've always wanted to be a trophy. And finally.
I have to keep reminding myself that your parents are not my parents.
Correct.
My parents never would have been okay with something like this. My grandparents certainly not. I was raised by generations who, this was taboo. This was forbidden. This was, inappropriate. This was lewd,
When I started with Suicide Girls, it was 2011. It was 2011 when I sold my first set to Suicide Girls. And I was still working retail at the same time. So my parents were just like, okay, she's working. I did not tell my parents that I was modeling in any capacity. And I had done figure modeling when I was in college, when I was a freshman in college.
You won second prize in a beauty contest.
I did. I won second prize in a beauty contest. And I didn't tell them, but then at the end of 2012,
you got your $10.
When I was modeling full time, when I quit retail and I went to modeling full time, I had to tell my parents something. So I remember sitting at my parents' dining room table, and I was like, and my mom and I were talking, and she was like, so what are you doing now? And I was like, okay, well, here's the thing. And I'm like, I have actually been doing a lot of modeling lately. And she was like, okay. And she's like, and you're making money off of this? And I'm like, yes. And then I think there was like a beat, and then she asked me, are you nude when you do it? And I said a lot of the time, yes. And she just kind of paused, and she was like, okay, well, don't tell Dad.
Well, yeah, because no father wants to know that his daughter's doing that.
That was the end of it. That was literally it. It's very similar to when my mother asked me if I was having sex when I was in high school. And 2 years after I lost my virginity, she was like, you've had sex, right? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, I thought so.
I think every parent
like
just
that
wants
was
to
literally the sex talk I got.
Every parent every parent of a daughter just wants to be assured that she's not getting taken advantage of.
I have a feeling that if my parents knew, if my mother knew to any extent,
taking advantage of her being abused.
What is going into this particular chapter of my modeling career, I have a feeling that her only reaction would be, and your husband is all right with this? That would be her only reaction to it.
I don't think I've ever actually told you this, but before we got together, there was a time where I considered doing it myself, Like, I was in a position where I could just go and do it. I didn't have to worry about getting somebody's approval or permission or whatever. But I'm like, people I know are going to see this. My parents might find out. It may get back to that. And I'm like,
you'll never be president.
But we started our first foray into OnlyFans while my father was still alive. And I'm just like, my mother's gone. Like, I don't care. if Dad finds out, whatever. He's heard about me doing worse. So
I just don't think it is speaking on behalf, and I won't speak for everyone, but on behalf of those on this side of the table, I think that it can be very discouraging that people develop these preconceived notions of what kind of person that makes you out to be for being willing to do this kind of thing. It's like no one's twisting our arms to do it.
It's because there have been so many examples throughout history of it being associated with negative connotations, bad situations, a lot of young women being abused and taken advantage of and, exploited.
But then there are those people who believe that women are being exploited, that pornography has always been demeaning to women. And it's like, do you know how many millions upon millions of dollars women make? Women go through they go up the ladder in the adult industry and never have to make a movie ever again.
I mean, there's a fair amount of well-known names out there who've done what they've done and then gotten out of it. But then some of them have even gone further and advocated against it because of the horrors they've witnessed within the industry or the ways they've been treated or mistreated.
But not everyone experiences a horror show.
No, they don't.
Not everyone experiences a horror show. And not everybody who gets into the adult industry does so because of some sort of damage.
Like, we don't ever force each other to do anything we're not willing to do.
No. Anything that we do, we discuss. We're like, do you want to do this? And then we do it.
All I ever tell you is just wear those shoes.
I tell you, get the shoes you want. Get the shoes you want. And and put them on me. But that's just it.
Everybody just lost their lunch.
Everyone thinks that, if you are willing to show yourself off like this and be willing to, sort of like, let down that curtain that you so much for your private life and everything like that it must be some sort of trauma response and everything. And it's like, it's really not. Some people are just cool with it.
I mean, I was very, very reluctant to just start adding random strangers to my Facebook because I figure what better way to grow the podcast, grow my band's presence, the OnlyFans, your art, this and everything. Because everything I get tagged in, my whole list of friends are now going to see.
They're able to say.
and now I'm getting a lot more likes, a lot more interactions because of, whatever it is that I post. Usually it's the teasers for this. And people see that now. When I post guitar videos, people see that now. And it's just like, I'm not friends with most of these people, but it was a strategy in order for me to get more eyes on our art, our product, our, whatever we choose to do. This just happens to be one of them.
I got to tell you, and I'm going to say this out there for anyone who may be listening, there are a few people who are fans of mine on OnlyFans who have been my friends, my IRL friends for many years, and they buy my content. I think that is the most appreciative thing ever.
I still don't believe for 1 second that Nick subscribing to our page
that was a total
an accident.
First of all, okay, my camera died. But
can they still hear us?
They can still hear us, yeah. Here's the thing about that is that he had to have signed up for an account. It had his name on it.
Yeah. And then he tried to bullshit us.
First and last name said, you have a new subscriber. So it's like he created an account and he can't accidentally subscribe. You don't you have to go to this page and then you have to subscribe to it. There's no accident.
At least he wasn't rude about it like some other people,
Oh yeah, people well again, these are the people who are just like, I would never pay for porn, and I'm like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
I'm like,
we never asked for that information.
We did not ask that, and we don't need your money. Like, no one's asking for your money, and I don't want people like that watching me have sex anyway.
I heard a funny story about Nick creeping recently.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You want to dish?
No?
You dish with me later? You give me all the hot goss later?
Yeah. But it's just like, dude, if you wanted to see my wife and I fuck, why didn't you just ask? I would have given you the friends and family discount.
Right? I have been very appreciative of people who are actually my friends, who are, because I've had it both ways. I've had people who are my friends who were like, do you have any new content? Let me buy it from you and everything. And then I've also had the people in my life who are like, well, why should I buy it when you could just give it to me?
Fuck you.
And it's a big
time,
fuck you.
money, effort went into this.
I mean, it's the same thing with anything. It's like, if
why should I pay to see your band play?
Exactly.
Yeah, fuck you.
Exactly.
You know how many hours of practice went into this?
Like going to a tattoo artist and being like, well, we're friends. Can't you give me a discount? And it's just like, oh my God. It's like, this is my fucking job. It's like, be appreciative. It's like the next time I go to like the grocery store and I see someone I know working there, I want to know that I can get half off beef.
That's a whole nother episode that we can dive into. It's because people don't see the same value in the cultivation of the craft as the artist.
Yes.
They don't see the value. They don't see it being worth, the money the artist is requiring in order to produce whatever that said art is.
Yeah.
Would it have been great for me to get paid for I've been paid for a lot of gigs that I've played. I've been paid very well. I've been paid nothing.
Yeah.
But it is a craft that I honed over the course of 30 plus years. It was gear that I bought. It was gas that I burned. It was, lots of long, late nights and hours, working with other people, getting stuff, ready to go perform for the entertainment of others. No different than what we're doing. It's just like, but in order to continue doing, but there's people out there, and it's not just within music, but with everything, where they think, well, that's not worth the price of admission, so I'm not going to pay for it. I'll go somewhere where I can get it for free, which, honestly, that's kind of my take on pornography. It's like, I can get it for free on, this site or this site. It's like, why am I going to pay? Why you pay is because if you want something specific, if there's something you want and someone's willing to provide it for you, you're going to have to pay for it.
But at the same time, it's not just that. I look at it as I am allowing people into a part of my life. And people not only, will, they will be generous with what they pay me. It's sort of like, going to an art show at a gallery, right? You can go to the gallery and you can view those paintings, but if you really love a piece, you'll buy it. It's like There you go.
It took
It's
me-
like it's an appreciative thing for me, and I appreciate the people who are willing to do that, especially considering how many free sites there are out there.
It took me a long time to be okay with the idea of paying like, I mean, I've never bought like extravagant art pieces in the sense of like canvas paintings, but for a long time I'm like, why would anybody spend that much money on a painting? And then I started to paint, and I didn't just, like I saw what really goes into, and after watching you for so many years, and I'm like, okay, now I see it.
Yeah.
Because like, for example, like the art I appreciate is in the form of musical instruments. Okay. I'm a huge guitar collector, and there's a lot of, craftsmanship that goes into these things. So it took me a long time to be like, do I feel comfortable paying that much money for this one piece?
Yep.
Like, and then, but then again, as always, it's in the eye of the beholder.
Yes. And it's the same for all of this. This is an expression, I mean, honestly, like it is a sect of show business. It's a sect of entertainment. It's a sect of art and expressionism and things like that. It's another way of expressing yourself.
I've never felt more comfortable shrugging people off than I do when they criticize us doing OnlyFans.
Fuck them.
Because if anybody has anything like that's immoral, that's disgusting, like, or they make a crack about it, like, you're making a lot of money doing that. It's like, I'm spending time with my wife. Like, I didn't marry her to not spend time with her. We just happen to be doing this, with part of our time.
Yeah. And I have a good time because you're there.
Luton always be a
Luton
good time.
always be a good time.
And then when we're done, we get frozen yogurt and we watch TV.
Yes. Which I think is what we're going to do now.
I had mine already, so.
Oh, my turn. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate you for having my back in situations like this, because I can tell you that a lot of husbands would not.
But you know what I like even more?
What?
When we're doing it for ourselves and we're not filming it.
There is a part of that I mean, it's the same reason why, like, literally no one would ever be here. No one would ever, be able to because those things are the things that are sacred. Like, this is something that belongs to you and me. We make the decision to pick and choose what pieces of our life and our situation we want to share with other people. We don't put it all out there for the world to do whatever they're going to do with it.
And nobody controls that except you and me.
And nobody controls that except us. Exactly. This is a choice that you and I made together, and we continue to make it together. And it happens to involve booty.
And as far as I'm concerned, nobody else will ever be involved.
Oh, absolutely not. Nope, never.
So get that out of your head right now. Not you, but the weirdos listening.
You out there.
Oh. But if there's something you want to see us do, drop us a line. We'll take it under advisement.
Heck yeah. We're always open to suggestions, and customs are always welcome.
Actually, because I knew that when I had my first OnlyFans, quite a few people that had added me or subscribed to me were gay guys. And I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, because you're a stud muffin.
I guess.
So I think so.
One day when I got home from work and you were still at work and I posted some workout videos, I'm just like, there's got to be some like weirdo out there who just wants to see me sweat.
I'm sure there are. Drop him a line, downtown_Andy, on all platforms.
You know how women like will sell their underwear?
Yeah.
I'll just sell vials of my sweat.
You can't. Can't. It's a biohazard.
All right, I guess I'll sell.
Which I don't understand how that's a biohazard, but selling like used underwear is not.
It's amazing what people will pay for.
It is amazing what people will pay for. Oh yeah.
I'm not going to sell my sweat.
No, that's mine.
I don't want anybody cloning me.
No, you are mine and mine alone, and that's really the point of this. This is what we're going to talk.
Did we miss anything?
I'm sure we missed a lot of stuff, but we'll come back to it another time, I'm sure.
I feel like this was supposed to be about championing sex work.
I think we did a good job.
Yeah.
We dispelled some rumors, and we made some points, I think.
To your credit, I don't like the way that phrase either. I don't like the
No, I don't like that either. We're gonna have to get the brain trust together.
Like,
figure out
how Dave Chappelle was a master of the custodial arts.
Yes.
We are masters of the sexual arts.
There you go. We have degrees.
Yeah, there's nothing new under the sun. We're not trying to reinvent the Kama Sutra, but
Oh man. All right. This was a good talk. Wink. Thank you out there in podcast land for tuning in and sticking it out. You can find us on social media on Instagram, DT.
On AI? Did you
No.
It sounded like you were saying
No,
AI.
on the Instagram, DT Andy and JJ Star with 2 R's. You can email us, DTAndy and JJ Star at gmail.com with questions, comments, concerns for our well-being, conversation starters, and enders. You can find us and me on OnlyFans.
Making it all about you.
Well, I mean, it's mostly mine.
You are the star of the show.
You can find me on OnlyFans, JJ Star with 2 R's, JJSTARR. Find me. It's a free subscription. Everything is pay-per-view. So, shoot me a DM if you have a custom request and everything like that. And Downtown_Andy is on there too. And you can
OnlyFans,
find
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
Heck yeah.
All of them. YouTube.
And you can find It's JJ Star also on Instagram. I post a lot of relatively clean and wholesome pictures on there. But I like to keep it a little bit wholesome. I like to titillate, keep a little mystery. When you go to the OnlyFans, the mystery is gone. That curtain is lifted, baby.
Samson gets me lifted.
You can find Love Hard Art on Instagram and Coat of Arms Tattoo. And of course, Love Hard Art will be at the Westchester Tattoo Con this October 2nd through 4th at the White Plains Westchester Convention Center. So be there or be square. Do we have anything else going on?
Nope.
No, that's it. That's it. We're going to go make sure the house is in full working order and that the cat hasn't eaten any more toilet paper.
All she wanted to do was be on camera for 5 minutes.
And that's a full lid from the 4 of us here at That Talking Podcast. I am JJ Star.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
We'll talk to you later.